All right, deep breath. I'm selling my salon. It's hard to say. This is the second time that I've publicly announced this. Once at the end of 2025, last year, inside of a short podcast episode all about my 2026 goals. Yes, selling the salon is one of them. So before your brain goes in a million different directions, assuming all the things, this was not an overnight decision. Not even close. This has actually been 4 years in the making. Inside of this episode, I'm walking you through the one decision at 23 years old that made every ounce of freedom that I have today possible. I'm sharing the part that matters the most because it's the reason you're listening to this podcast right this very second. And it's the reason that I teach what I teach inside LG Education. So I'm excited to share with you guys today my journey, my experience, my story, and where we're going from here. All right. This decision was built on years and years of growing my confidence as a salon owner, building strong systems inside of my own company, and having the support that only a girl could ever dream of. Most salon owners want all of these things. I hear it all the time, but they never get there because they don't take that very first step. I want to personally invite you into my upcoming free training, the Co-Stylist Confidence Workshop. This training exists literally for you, the salon owner and the artist who feels stuck, scared, or unsure on how to hire and train team members. The salon owner who knows they need help, but doesn't know where to even begin. Your first step is literally right here. And if you're listening right now and thinking, I want that freedom, Lacey. I'm tired of working long days and I'm drowning in all the to-dos, but you don't know where to start, this is it. The workshop is free and it lays the foundation for everything I'm about to walk you through inside of this very special episode. All right. So the link's in the show notes. Make sure you pause the episode right now. Go save your seat. All right. And I'll see you guys inside the workshop. All right. I remember this moment like it was yesterday. Okay. I was sitting at my kitchen counter and my husband Tommy was standing across from me. I had just had my little girl, Hallie Marie, and she was maybe 2 or 3 months old at the time. All right. And everything in my life felt so tender, so new, and ever changing at this moment. I kind of felt like a different person. All right. And I can still feel it, the lump that forms in your throat when you're trying so hard not to cry. And my eyes did fill up with tears at this moment. And maybe it was postpartum, but a lot of it was admitting this for the first time and also knowing that this season was coming to an end. And for the very first time out loud, I said to him, I'm thinking about selling the salon. And I teared up and had that same lump in my throat because the memories come flooding back as I was literally outlining this podcast episode. The words felt so heavy coming out of my mouth and so wrong at that moment because everything was amazing. Why would you sell a salon when everything is going so great? All right. This wasn't something I'd ever dreamed of. I honestly thought I'd have the salon and own it until the day I died. This wasn't the plan. It was just a quiet, brutally honest thought that had been sitting in my heart. And that was the first time that I've ever shared it with someone else. And this was 4 years ago. I had just completely stepped away from behind the chair that November of 2021. So I was a newly retired hairstylist. Let's back up for a second. All right. I want to talk about that decision for just a moment because it was a big decision. All right. I was 33 years old when I stopped doing hair. I had 2 kids, 1 salon, too many stylist account, and 1 brand new online company called LG Education that was 1 year old at the time. The first year inside LG Education taught me more than I ever expected. Some things I did beautifully and some things that I failed in a big, big way. And let's just say I was wearing way too many hats. way too many hats at this time in my life. All right. And I had a lot of people in my life and a lot of people that I had to show up for. All right. I had worked my ass off for 4 years building my extension clientele that I completely handed over the entire clientele to two of my lead stylists. I knew it was the right decision as I wanted to invest more time and energy into my stylist inside Salon Lace and my students inside LG Education. I could not keep my clients as well. It was just too much. And I do not regret this decision at all. It was actually one of the best decisions I ever made. I wanted to expand my brand and go deeper inside of my company. And I knew that the only way that I could do this was to let go. More often than not, less is more. After stepping away from behind the chair, Salon Lace grew by 118%, which is wild to me. We grew more team members, we grew more leaders, we grew our total revenue and profit, and our stylists were growing like crazy. From 2021 to 2024, Salon Lace's growth was exponential, almost unreal. Stepping away was equivalent to removing myself as the bottleneck inside of my own business. And a lot of you guys can relate to that right now. It is without a doubt what drove the success inside Salon Lace. I now had the time to focus on tightening up our systems, the time to pour into our leadership team, to hire with intention, and to build a business that could grow without me being involved in every single detail and without me being behind the chair, which might be what some of you guys are wanting and craving right now. And in the middle of all of this, I knew deep down in my heart that my long-term goal was no longer to own a salon. I've known this, you guys, for a very long time. All right. I could feel myself being pulled towards something bigger, a different version of me. And when I say that I felt different, I mean it. And it's honestly hard for me to explain, but deep down, I knew that I was meant to expand and stretch beyond what was right in front of me inside of that season. So my lease ended in April of last year. Yes, inside of Salon Lace, we are in a strip center. And my landlord, actually, who's right next door to me, Neely Insurance, he's incredible. It ended in April of 2025. Okay. And I thought about calling it then. Logically, it all made sense. Okay. On paper, it was the perfect exit point. But my heart just wasn't ready. I was not ready to give it up. All right. For 13 years, my salon has been a huge part of my identity. I've always said, this is who I am. And in so many ways it shaped me, it stretched me, it taught me how to lead and how to fail and how to get back up and how to build something from literally nothing. And here's what I've learned. My salon is not who I am. It's a part of my journey. There is absolutely no version of my life today without it. I wouldn't be here. LG Education wouldn't exist. The way that I teach and the way that I lead and the way that I see this industry, none of that would be possible without those 13 years. This podcast would not exist. You wouldn't be listening to this right this very second. Letting it go isn't erasing that identity. And I truly believe that it is honoring it in the highest way and allowing me to evolve into my next version. I've always said that when one door closes, another one opens. So I negotiated with my landlord and we agreed on 1 more year. And this was my exit strategy year. All right. So I made this decision back in April, like for sure. I didn't need this whole year to fix anything. That wasn't my goal. I needed it to close something, to honor a chapter that shaped not only my life, but so many other people's lives too. And here's the part that matters the most. Everything that I've shared up to this point, every decision, every ounce of freedom, every option I have today traces all the way back to one singular moment. Taking a leap of faith and hiring my very first assistant at the incredibly young age of 23 years old. I had no earthly idea what I was doing, you guys, none. I was a baby and I had to learn the hard way. I made a ton of mistakes. I made a bunch of bad hires. I fucked a lot of shit up and I figured it out as I went. I would have given anything to have a program like the Assistant University back then. It would have saved me a lot of poor hires and bad decisions. Okay. The Assistant University has been years and years in the making of myself and other salon owners and lead stylists hiring and training and firing and hiring and learning and pivoting and refining what actually works to bring you the absolute best assistant training inside the beauty industry. It was built inside real salons with real people, real mistakes, and real wins. It is my lived experience. And it is literally hundreds of assistants that have gone through my training program. So I want to officially invite you into the Assistant University. The doors are open right now. If you know deep down that there is another way to do this, one that gives you more time than you could ever imagine, more support and freedom, this is it. Tap the link in the show notes to join us inside the Assistant University today. The doors are closing soon. This program exists because of this exact journey, and I truly believe it can and will change yours as well. All right, Salon Lace and Elizabeth Jean Salon, which was my former company, gave me this foundation. For 13 years, I've had the incredible honor of pouring into stylists right here in Claremore, Oklahoma, building, leading, and growing alongside them. And now, because of this platform in the online space, the impact doesn't stop at the four walls of one salon. It reaches far beyond that. We have thousands of students in over 6 different countries, and that still blows my mind to this day. So let me be very clear. I'm not leaving this industry, not even close. This isn't a step back, it's a step forward, and one that I'm hella proud of and insanely excited for. This is me doubling down on my purpose, doubling down on education, and doubling down on impacting more salon owners than I could ever have imagined. So before I close this chapter, there's something I want and need to do, because none of this past 13 years, none of it happened alone, not even close. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep it together for this part. I'm deeply grateful for every coach and mentor who has poured into me over the last 13 years. The ones who challenged me, stretched me, believed in me before I fully believed in myself, and told me the truth even when it was uncomfortable. I carry those lessons with me every single day. And I'm endlessly grateful for all my clients and guests, the ones who trusted me from the very beginning, even in beauty school, to when I did hair in Stillwater, and then moved back home to Claremore, that sat in my chair for long hours, followed me through different seasons, like graduating college, moving back in with my parents, opening a salon, marriage, building a home, opening a second salon, 2 pregnancies, becoming a mom. You guys helped me build Salon Lace from the ground up. You didn't just support a business, you supported my dream, and I will never take that lightly. And I'm grateful for every single employee, stylist, and team member who chose Salon Lace. Whether we ended on good terms or hard ones, please know this: I'm eternally grateful for the time that you gave, the energy you poured into Salon Lace, and the trust that you placed in me to lead you. Every one of you played a role in shaping who I am today and who I am as a leader. So thank you. And lastly, I'm so grateful for my family. To my husband, thank you for standing beside me in the long days and nights, the hard seasons, and the moments where quitting felt easier than continuing. To my parents, my brother, and my sister, thank you for supporting me when the weight felt enormously heavy, for reminding me who I am when I forgot, and for never letting me give up, even when there were moments where I really wanted to. And to my 2 beautiful children, Taylor and Hallie, you changed me in all the best ways. You softened my heart, and gave me a deeper, greater purpose than I ever knew was possible. I thank God every single day that He chose me to be your mom. Thank you for letting me see life through a child's lens again, for the joy, the wonder, and the reminders to slow down, and for loving me so purely and unconditionally. Everything that I do is better because of you. I love you guys. This chapter was built on so much love, so much sacrifice, and a tremendous amount of faith, and an incredible amount of support. And I carry all of it with me into this next chapter. Whoo, you guys. Clarity and freedom don't come from doing more. They come when you decide to work smarter, when you start working on your business instead of in your business, when you stay true to your word and do what you say you're going to do. That's a big one for me. They come from realizing that you are only one person, and doing everything yourself will only take you so far. From hiring help, refining systems, and giving yourself permission to learn as you go, to be a beginner and to be okay with it. Freedom comes when you hire your first co-stylist. Freedom comes when you make mistakes, adjust, and do it better the next time. And freedom comes when you make bold business decisions and when you choose growth over staying comfortable. And if you're sitting on the sidelines right now, worrying about all the what ifs, worrying about if someone leaves your company, afraid an assistant won't work out, unsure if you can afford it or afford help or payroll, scared your clients won't like them, or holding back because of other people's opinions, I want you to hear this so loud and so clear. All of that fear is costing you time. All of that fear is costing you money and keeping you from the life you are working so hard for right this very second. And honestly, I'd be far more worried about being in the exact same place 1 year from now. And it would be about trying something new and figuring out along the way. All right? This entire episode is proof of what is possible when you stop waiting, you take action, and you start building a company from the ground up. We still have 4 more chances for you guys to join us inside the Co-Stylist Confidence Workshop. Over 1,400 of you have already signed up, and I'm beyond pumped to be teaching this class, okay? So if you're ready to start working with an assistant, you can join us inside the Co-Stylist Confidence Workshop, all right? Or join us inside the Assistant University. If you're ready and you're ready to take that leap right now, the doors are open. If you're ready to build an incredible team, you're ready to start working smarter, not harder, and create a sustainable salon that doesn't rely solely on you, this is your next step. I put the link inside the show notes below. Go tap on that link, and I'll see you guys inside the AU. So I'm going to end with this. I didn't get here by accident. I didn't get here by playing it safe. I got here by making bold business decisions, getting extremely uncomfortable at times that it made me honestly nauseous and sick, learning as I went, failing forward, and choosing to push forward even when it felt scary and very overwhelming at times. You can do this. I'm cheering every single one of you guys on every step of the way. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Please reach out. If you enjoyed this episode, shoot me a DM, message me, comment, leave a review. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you for always being here. I'll see you guys same time, same place next week. Bye, guys.